like Pepe. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome to World Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I am Eazy, joined by Steve Rex. Young Chris. Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Crash Out Koloff.
Let's go.
Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. Shout out to Governor Whitmer real quick. And I know there's some, not everybody agrees I think she does. One really cool thing she did was make, I think it's March 8th now. Yeah. In the state of Michigan, official Fatterday. Celebrate our guy, Andy Isaac, who passed away. One of the most kindest humans I've ever got to know in my life. I'm happy to have met him. I've become a better person knowing Andy Isaac. And now, every March 8th, you get to celebrate being kind and eat some food. Eat some damn food.
Yeah.
We should get together next year, boys, on the 8th.
I'm down.
Grab some food and have a good time. But shout out to you guys. Yes, NFL free agency is on and popping.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy how shit breaks on Twitter. And Twitter was down.
Twitter was, dude, I was pissed off back there. I was like, listen, Elon, get your fucking, that is probably the most important day for Twitter, NFL free agency day.
Yeah.
For what Twitter's used for, it's a journalism platform with breaking news being posted like that. NFL is the king of all sports media, so.
Instagram's for ass.
Yeah, Instagram's for ass, Facebook's for boomers, and Twitter is for sports. And you look at that, this is the most important day in sports media. NFL free agency day, shit is just popping left and right, and Twitter was down. I was freaking out. I was crashing out in the back, not gonna lie.
Well, it's funny too because even the NFL reporters were freaking out. At one point when Shefty finally got one off, he's like, "Just download the ESPN app and put notifications on the alerts." Which he's probably right, but it's crazy. We're more so used to Twitter than the actual sports apps that we have on our phones for the information. But I think Twitter breaks first.
Twitter breaks first. That's what Twitter's all about. It's breaking news happening in live time. So. Can't get any faster than literally right now.
I hopped on Blue Sky. That's how desperate I was.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Detroit Lions did lose out, and Carlton Davis officially signed a 3-year, $60 million deal with the New England Patriots. They also signed Harold Landry. I'll save it, but I was told I was overreacting. Spinning, can I get an apology or something like that?
No, I don't care.
Wow, it's gonna gaslight me in front of everybody. I apologize for it.
I don't care because I said I know the Lions are going to sign a defensive back and they're not going to go into the season with Terry Arnold and then it's Rake Straws. They're 1-2. That's exactly what they did. Carlton Davis, appreciate you. Have a good time in New England. Welcome to Detroit, DJ Reed. Great deal by Brad fucking Holmes, dude. Got him for cheaper. You bring him in here. You look at his stats. Last year, in that same defense, with Sauce Gardner. And Sauce Gardner's the CB1. DJ Reed only allowed 3 more receptions, less yards, and only 1 more touchdown than Sauce Gardner last year. You brought in a CB1 to put opposite of Terrion Arnold, and you didn't have to pay him $20 million a year. You're looking at what all these cornerbacks are going for, which is ridiculous prices. Brad Holmes got DJ Reed on a good deal.
51.2% targets completed when it goes his way. I love the DJ Reader signing. That is what you had to do. I know you thought Carlton Davis was coming back. I told you it wasn't. And then went ahead and they got DJ Reed. I think honestly, the only difference I would argue is the size. I think he could be – I think he's up there with Carlton Davis in terms of just coverage itself. I think when it comes to bigger guys, maybe you might see a little bit of a drop-off there. I think that Carlton could provide you in certain scenarios. He is seen as a CB2, but really only because he played alongside Sauce Gardner. I still think he's a very good corner. And you have a guy you can rely on. No offense to Terry and all, then forcing him to be your CB1. That's just not something I was prepared to do. I did something I didn't want to do, especially if our goal was to win the Super Bowl. I think them doing that shows you once more their goal is to win this year. Multiple moves they made this offseason so far showed me their goal is to win the Super Bowl. And I think they could do it with the same recipe they had last year because they also brought back Marcus Davenport, some other stuff too. We got a lot of stuff we're jumping into. We're hopping around all over the place. As people pile in, I do want to get this off my chest. Unless you want to keep talking football, I'm down for that too. But Alex Pereira, did you watch that on Saturday night?
Nope.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Absolutely lost.
Glad I missed it.
The section of fans that was just being, he held him. Ankalaev didn't put him up against the fence until round 4. He was, I want to say whooping that ass, but he was winning that fight. There was no decisive moment in that fight for Alex Pereira at all whatsoever. And I'm an Alex Pereira fan. I did the, you know what I'm saying, before the fight even started. I'm a Chama. Listen, Jahmyr Gibbs was there. I think one cool thing, I should have sent the photo in, but he was there with Odell Beckham. You know who got the fucking nameplate and shout out? Jameer Gibbs. We got a star, man. I'm not used to that. That was kind of cool to see, too. But shout out to UFC doing the thing. And Justin Gaethje got the win as well. U of M. Spinny, you're wearing your Spartan green.
Yeah. Big Ten champs.
Talk your shit.
What's shit to talk?
I'm back, bitches!
We beat them again. We were already the Big Ten champs before this game. We already knew that was going to happen. Michigan choked. Bad down the stretch. Dusty May's a soft bitch, just like the rest of his team. There's not really much else to say. It's just classic Michigan fans putting themselves in a situation to get a response, getting the response, and then playing the victim. Pussy shit. But, it is what it is. It's what's come to expect. And you're playing dumb. You're playing naive. Just makes you look stupid. They knew what they were doing. They did it for a reason. They didn't do it all game except for that last moment. Because of that reason, they were asked by two guards to, hey, can you move a little bit? And no, they're going to stand there like jackasses. All right, you're going to get pushed. So you can either be the tough guy, be the hard ass, or play the victim. You be both and you're a pussy. If you want to be the tough guy, you want to be the I'm standing here and I'm not moving because, yeah. And then you play the victim, you look like a bitch. And that's it. On to the Big Ten tournament.
Well,
I mean, I saw videos. I didn't see the end of this game live. I mean, this was, from the videos I saw, obviously they knew what they were doing.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
I know. Yeah, it's clear as day. I want to talk on the court. I mean, they lost again. I saw the first half when they had 7 turnovers and 2 field goals. Thank God I had family obligations because that was an ass beating. Yeah, Michigan needs to get their shit together, and they need to get their shit together quick. They got their ass kicked twice by their rival, and then to have this come out of the game, obviously you never like to see it. They knew what they were doing. There's no excuses there. I don't think anybody with a pulse is going to make any excuses. This Michigan team needs to get their shit together ASAP.
Yeah, you want to be tough everywhere but in the game. That's fine. Be tough. Stand on the court. Don't care. We kicked your ass twice. That's 4 in a row now.
expectations going to the tourney for your boys?
Not high. I mean, not high at all. I said yesterday, I mean, it was pretty reactionary, but I was like, we're going to get bounced first round, State's winning the title. I mean, that's how it looked like because they have their number right now. Dusty May, welcome to the rivalry. You know, no excuses anymore. The first year, you got smacked twice. I mean, maybe something can change in a week here. He has 5 days to get it together. I mean, maybe they see each other in the Big Ten tournament again. You know, like that's how it works.
I hope so.
That's how it works. So, I mean,
easy win.
All right. Talk your shit. I mean, I'm not going to say anything right now. But yeah, I mean, I can't defend Michigan at any level right now.
Yeah, I guess it's one where you are like long term with those guys. Because there was some hype at some point in the middle of the season.
This is what happens when you have a transfer team.
And they choked.
You have a transfer team. They didn't know the stretch of the Big Ten. They've never been through it. And you're seeing it right now. They are falling apart in front of your eyes in the biggest moments. Against the best teams in the Big Ten. They could not withstand the Big Ten grind.
And here's the classic response as well. DNCENT saying see y'all in October. Because now basketball doesn't matter. Now basketball season doesn't count. I'm getting that all over my Twitter. We beat you in the only sport that matters. That one? Okay, cool. That's where you're going to live your life. Live your life. Never comment on another sport outside of football. And then the best one is the Michigan owns Michigan State in every other sport outside of basketball. Michigan State hockey also won the Big Ten this year. Back to back. So, whatever. You know, if you're going to act like you don't like basketball or you don't care about college basketball now, it's good for you. See you later.
Yeah, Nick.
No, it's not Nick. Nick wouldn't do that because he's not an idiot or a pussy. But when idiots and pussies do that, that's what happens.
Shout out to Berm, the super chat.
Shout out.
I'm just glad it's a bunch of AFC teams going out and grabbing our guys. Get your bag, Carl. Thanks for your services. And I feel that same way, too. Let's go to break a little bit early, come back, and just recap this Carlton Davis leaving as well as DJ Reed coming in. It's going to be hard for me. I had almost slipped. You almost did it.
You did the first time, too.
Did I? Yeah. I actually said it?
I saw, I think Wojo put out there. He was like, they got DJ Reed, DJ Reader. Now they need to get DJ Reedist. That joke for sure, but that was a good one.
With the fourth pick?
Dude, I'm excited for this. I still see people bitching on Twitter and on social. Brad's not doing anything. Brad won't do it all. He's not going to get anybody. He literally just signed the best cornerback on the market. Like,
One of them.
what do you want? Whatever.
All right, let's go to break, come back. And first, let me tell you guys about Mark White. If you are moving out of Ann Arbor, you're disgraced and ashamed of those performances they put up against those farties, then call my guy, Mark White, and save up to $5,000 in the closing costs of your new home. Dial him up, 248-290-8242. Visit him at markwhitesales.com. That's 248-290-8242. Visit him at markwhitesales.com.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
How do you think you won?
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Planet Fitness, the home of the judgment-free zone where anybody can get a full body workout in 30 minutes. All memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $15 a month. Upgrade to the black card. Get you some amenities, all that good stuff. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
As I look at the YouTube chat thread, there's a growing sentiment from Malik Willis. Have you noticed that, Spencer?
Oh, yeah. People are hyped for it now.
I'm a proud father sitting here where the kids are listening. I don't get that at my own house. So, if I can get that in any shape or form of real life, I'm going to take it. I'm happy, Sam Flannel. I'm happy the people are listening. Now, so you can't save everybody.
No.
I understand that.
Don't save.
You don't want to be saved. There's nothing you can do for somebody that doesn't want to be saved. But some people have seen the light.
They have.
Yeah.
You're bringing us down the gospel told by Malik, the gospel preached by Neil. And I'm here for it. I really am.
The evolution is. I play that to make fun of Neil Rule because he's not the Jared Goff elitist. He's not the white knight he pretends to be. His cloak has been soiled. But you, my man, you look fucking great compared to the
Thank you.
guy in that video.
Thank you. Trying. One day at a time.
Don't worry, those will be coming all day. Neil Rule being Malik Willis fans, Neil Rule being critical of Jared Goff as he used to be. He's not who he claims to be. And that's because someone's name came up for no reason absolutely at all.
Wild strays.
Wild strays thrown my way, so strays will be thrown back. What's Kendrick say? I can't even think of the saying at all. But
Further? Is that one? The take it there, I'm taking it further.
Sure.
Is that the one?
Sure. Yeah, I'll use that one.
Yeah.
I'll use that one. I'll big pun your punk ass and crush your whole little bit.
That's that one.
I'll crush the Jared Goff truth a bit for you. Either way, Detroit Lions signed DJ Reed, one of the top corners in this year's free agency market, after they lost their top corner, Carlton Davis. I can't say we all were devastated. I was certainly devastated. I was disappointed. I was concerned, and I think it was deserving so because, what are we going to do? Brad Holmes did something lickety-split just like that, and goddamn it, one of the best guys on the market right now in DJ Reed. Not only just a good football player, but a good football player that fits your scheme. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good football players out there right now that I see guys in my mentions and my DMs and a lot of times in the chat as well. Let's go get Azeez Ojulari. Let's go get Josh Sweat. Let's go get – these are guys that are good football players.
Don't fit the scheme.
They don't fit our scheme.
Yeah.
All right, we run a 4-3. And what specifically the type of guys they like on that defensive line, they like the stockier guys. But in the cornerback room, they like guys that could go man-to-man. They like guys that play the run. Mm-hmm. DJ Reed does both those things. And not just does them, he's actually really fucking good at them.
Yeah, DJ Reed was arguably the best outside corner on the market this year. He was a guy that I expected to get the same amount, if not more money, than what Carlton Davis was looking for. And Brad Holmes got him on a discount. So this was just an absolute home run signing by Brad Holmes. And you did have me convinced at the end of it that they weren't going to get Carlton Davis. And that sucked. But I had faith that Brad Holmes would get somebody. I had faith that Brad Holmes wouldn't walk in to next season chasing a Super Bowl, starting year two cornerbacks. And he did. He went out there and he got DJ Reed. And like you said, he fits what they want to do very well. He's a great man coverage corner, and he likes to play physical and aggressive and tackle out on that edge. And that's exactly what you need out of cornerbacks in this system. DJ Reed, on top of that, he's a dog, man.
He's an absolute dog.
He's a dog,
Absolute
man. And
dog.
you bring that in to a locker room with a quarterback room full of dogs. We talked about this with Amik Robertson. You're bringing in another guy of that same ilk, another guy of that same mentality, another guy of that same drive to put back there with Amik and Terrion and Kirby and Brian Branch and Ennis Rakestraw, all of whom got that dog mentality in them. So you got the dog pound in the back end of the Lions defense. I'm excited. You brought the kennel master. You brought the pack leader in here with DJ Reed, legitimately a cornerback one on this team. And I know everybody's saying, oh, he's not a cornerback one. He's not a guy that you could put on the outside. Sounds a lot like what you fucks were saying last year about Carlton Davis. Don't worry, we remember. Because when we were on this show, seeing Brad Holmes went out there and got cornerback one, a lot of you guys on Twitter and in the chat, Carlton Davis isn't cornerback one. He's not going to be a cornerback one on this team. And look at that. Now you're wishing Daddy still came back with the milk. It's the same deal with DJ Reed now that the Lions got him. He wasn't cornerback one on the Jets. Yeah, well, I don't see Sauce Gardner sitting in the Lions training facility. Great move by Brad Holmes to bring in a guy that's on caliber with any other cornerback you're going to see signed on this market for a discount. Just Brad cooking.
Fifth amongst corners, passer rating allowed. You know what that number was? 33.6. For context, 39.3 is a passer rating you get when you throw the ball literally into the fucking dirt.
Yeah.
33.6 is the passer rating that this man, DJ Reed, allowed. And by the way, he's not coming from the Jets defense was known as a really good one for like the past several years. Last year, that wasn't the case.
They were not good last year.
He was one of the well-performing pieces, and now he becomes a Detroit Lion. 6 in tight window throws. This is a really good cornerback.
Yeah.
5'9", 31-inch arms. I think that's the only reason why he didn't get 20. I mean, he's the same age as Carlton Davis. They're both going to turn 29 in seasons. I was kind of not confused, but I'm curious as to why he wouldn't demand the same money as Carlton. I mean, I definitely think Carlton's amazing. By the way, I'm not going to lie, though. Patriots pairing Carlton Davis with Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, yeah.
That's kind of –
Patriots are going to be good next year.
That's kind of sick.
Patriots are going to be good next year.
Kind of nasty. They went and grabbed, what's his name, too, Harold Landry.
Yep.
But, yeah, DJ Reed, absolute steal for the Detroit Lions. Congratulations, Brad Holmes. You
did it. Love you, Brad. I'd rather you grab a defensive end as well. One of those guys that I really think DeMarcus Lawrence is one that has a lot of potential. And if you bring in a rotation of guys, DeMarcus Lawrence, Josh Pascal, and Marcus Davenport opposite Aiden Hutchinson, that's the other thing. You know what would have made Carlton Davis and Terrion Arnold look a lot better last year? If they had Aiden Hutchinson wrestling the passer for the rest of the season. Aiden Hutchinson coming back is going to make these defensive backs look even better. And what did we talk about? Guys they wanted with the pass rush they have. Sticky guys in man coverage that can get there and knock off that first look for a quarterback. And that's what DJ Reed's going to do. He's not going to get beat off the line. He's not going to have guys running down the field like Jerry Jacobs or not Carlton Davis. No disrespect to him. What was his name? Cam Sutton did a couple of years ago. Yeah. And he is going to be of the ilk of press him to the line and play man coverage. Great deal to bring him in here. This is a home run. This is a home run by Brad Holmes.
Fireworks to start the day. Brad Holmes knew what Detroit needed this morning when he signed DJ Reed. ESPN Plus put out an article ranking their top 100 free agents. It was from Matt Bowen. DJ Reed, number 1 out of all free agents on that list. The Athletic, he ranked number 9th in all free agents. CBS had him ranked 8th. PFF had him ranked 6th. This is a undoubtedly top 10 free agent on the board, but more importantly, the number 1 cornerback. This is really big to start the offseason this way, getting DJ Reed to bolster the secondary. Now, we're not satisfied, and we never will be, boys. It's all eyes turned to the defensive line. What can Brad Holmes do now? But for today, I'm celebrating the DJ Reed signing by Brad Holmes. I'm loving it. $16 million per. This is a great deal from Brad Holmes. Strikes again in free agents with a good deal for DJ Reed.
I'm looking at this too, like going through the last couple of years, you had Cam Sutton, you had CD. This is something that you now can see as, okay, between him and the cornerback room you're building with the draft picks last year, you now have something stable going forward. That's the one thing I've wanted from this cornerback room. We've known the last couple of years the defensive backs have been a problem. A lot of the defense has been a problem, and it's gotten better and better. But this is the one room that I really wanted him to invest in long term, and now you're able to do that because this is a great contract for a player that is highly productive and, worst case scenario, movable. It's short term. It fits the window you're in. It allows Terrion and Ennis to grow, and it won't stunt their development or hold them back by any means. So I love this. This is a great response.
And then if you want to talk about the injuries, because that's a lot of stuff that was thrown in my face when I was disappointed in us losing Carlton Davis. Well, you get this with DJ Reed. 4 seasons with 14-plus games. I think Carlton Davis can never say that. I don't think he's ever done that in his career.
No.
So you also have a guy that's probably going to be a little bit more available for you. Now, obviously, sometimes guys miss games. If you're going to miss games in the middle of the season, sure. But as long as you come back and you're there for the playoffs,
Yep.
as you said, that's all I care about.
That's all that matters.
That's all I care about. And I just saw a comment in Woodward Sports chat that, maybe he did take a little bit less money to come play with the winner because the Jets haven't been great in a long time. Ever, maybe, to be honest with you. I think last time they were good and had expectations when Braylon was there.
I don't want to say 100% positive he's going to trade up and get an edge in the first round, but I really think he's going to trade up and get an edge in the first round.
That's kind of where – so before this signing was even made, if you guys follow your boy at @SpeakySports_Twitter, I did put 4 free agent edge rushers out. But I got to thinking, they brought back Davenport. We're going to talk about that too. They're not going to sign anybody in this open market like that. They're going to do it in the draft.
That's what I said.
Either going to trade up to get a stud, if he's within range, or they're going to trade back and take multiple swings on second-round guys.
That's what I said over the weekend is that I'm almost convinced now that Brad Holmes is going to sign a defensive tackle and a cornerback in free agency and then draft his edge to pair with Aiden Hutchinson. And the cornerback part was right. I still think they're going to sign a veteran defensive tackle to fill in for Lee McNeil because, he's going to have to miss a couple games to start the season more than likely. But if they get an edge, it's not going to be a Trey Hendrickson. No. Lions fans can ease back on that one. If they do, I'll poop right in the middle of the desk. No, I'm just kidding. But
What will you do?
I'll run down
but you gotta get up out of here.
If they trade for Trey Hendrickson. But you
do that already.
I know. I've done it before. I expect them to get a defensive tackle more than I would say an edge in free agency.
Yeah, I can see that. Either or. And honestly, I'm not even necessarily closing the door on edge. I just think they're really Brad has a little bit of belief in Marcus Davenport.
There was talks about Sweat before he went to Arizona.
But that was ESPN.
Adam Schefter on ESPN said he was hearing Detroit in talks with Sweat.
Somebody posted a clip. It was just like a mention.
Yeah.
It'd be cool with Detroit, not like a...
No, they were talking about it, and they were talking about Sweat, and Louis Riddick said he's going to be one of the best players in this free agent class, and Adam Schefter said, I'm hearing Detroit.
I don't think that's what happened.
Okay.
They posted the clip on Twitter. I think it was Dano. Dano's like, Detroit?
Yeah.
Like saying, Detroit, go get. They weren't going to get him. He's one of those 3-4 guys. I mean, tremendous player. Another thing, too, the money-wise, too, Brad's just not going to spend that type of bread in free agency. He's been very consistent every step of the way. He's going to build this through the draft and fill in the holes in free agency. That's precisely what he's done year after year after year. Now, we'll talk about that strategy at some point in the show. Do you guys approve of it? I think due to the success we've had, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
But we also want the Super Bowl. So we're asking maybe is there a little bit more you can do. But in terms of the defensive line, I think Brad does believe that you may have your solution in Marcus Davenport. Although I will say, I don't know if this is to favor or benefit the Detroit Lions, but if you look at the structure of the contract, you'll like this too, Nick. He's given there's only 1.7, I believe, is the base salary of the contract. Majority of the sentence is games. So if you play these games, then this contract becomes that 4.7.
$100,000 a game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Love the deal.
Yes.
That's what you need for a guy like Davenport. Stay your ass on the field.
It was a perfect deal for Marcus Davenport. Anybody that's poo-pooing that deal and like, oh, they did it again. Like, would you not take him for $1 million? It was like $1.5 million.
I told you guys I would take him for a deal up to 6.
Yeah.
And they did even better than that.
No, they did way better. That was a perfect deal for Marcus Davenport. Now, do I still think they grab somebody else? Yeah, obviously. You're still going to get somebody else.
You need the depth alone.
You need the depth alone, for sure. Because like you said, Pat O'Connor, John Kaminsky, Al-Quadin Muhammad, and even Levi Onwuzurike, all free agents. Those are guys who all spent time at that edge position. You know, they were trying to rotate people in over there. Levi, obviously, once Ali McNeil went down, focused more on the defensive tackle spot. But they're going to grab somebody else. They need the depth. And whether it's re-signing those guys, like I said, I'd be willing to bet a pretty good amount of money that they trade up for an edge rusher in the draft this year.
Yep. I think if, have the same little birdie may help us make some money this offseason or this regular season with some bets. And she's no longer with the team at the moment, but she said 18 is like a doable spot to move up. So if one of those guys I don't think he'll be there. But my guy, Shamar Stewart, I think he'd go and grab that. I think anybody look at this draft class that has the frame to build up over that 270 or just can collapse the pocket, I think that's a Brad Holmes guy. I think them re-signing Marcus Davenport is another sign of that as well.
That's what they like.
Yeah. They're not going to get any skinny, fast guys.
No.
They're not going to get these DPR, designated pass rusher guys. They want guys who can stand up, stop the run, steal the edge, and collapse the pocket. That's the type of defensive end they're after. And if they're not that, when they draft them, they at least have the expectations to become that. Even when James Houston was here, he was drafted as a linebacker, not the edge rusher he became.
Yeah.
And then he became that weird tweener that could never really figure it out. And then guess what?
He gone.
He gone. Not even on the team anymore.
Nope.
I wanted the Marcus, like I said, I wanted the Marcus Davenport. I was willing to give him up to 6. And when healthy, I think he is very, very effective. I don't hate that at all whatsoever. What does become questionable, it's what we're talking about next, Benny, is they cut our man Zadarius Smith. We'll get into it. We got
Makes total sense to me.
Bills to pay. I'm down to hear that one. Tell us about it when we get back after Chris tells us about that merch.
Let me tell you about that merch. Head on over to woodwardsports.com. Go ahead and click that shop tab for me. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that, all teams, all season. Make sure you go to woodwardsports.com for the best Detroit sports merch in the game.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Feldman Chevrolet of Novi, Detroit's #1 Chevrolet dealer and the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year for 6 consecutive years. Get a 2025 Chevy Silverado for just $213 a month, and you can also get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $286 a month. Come see George Hawes and his team at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi today.
It's the poster child for my Malik Willis argument, but it fits the reasoning and the logic as to why I've been on. Number one, guys, the quarterback thing is tried and true. That's why I could sit here on this microphone in September and say, I know everybody says the quarterbacks suck and there's no first round worthy quarterbacks that'll be coming up through this year. It's never that way. It's because of contract values alone. It's never that way.
When's the last time the Lions won a playoff?
That's weird. I thought we were the Jared Goff converts, and he just always loved them. Why is he talking about drafting Malik Willis? That's weird. All right. I was confused by that. I'm sorry, guys. Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on Sports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spimo Rax, Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. Spimo, I'm glad you're taking this stance because I'm not seeing it, brother. I need to be sold in this. The Detroit Lions released Zadarius Smith. I understand there's some dead money falling like next year when he's not on the team, that 5.6 whatever. His cap would have been like 11-something this year. They saved 5.7 in it in total. Why? You were at the combine talking about why stop at one good edge rusher? Why not have two? Why not have three? You had arguably three.
Yeah.
Briefly for a moment. And one of them, I love Marcus Davenport when healthy. Can we count on him to be healthy?
No.
So why would you release a guy like Zadarius Smith? Came here 5 games at 4 sacks.
Yeah, that's exactly why you look at it, and Mike Payton put it in his article on A to Z Sports. Shout out to him, friend of the show. He put out there that with the bonuses and everything, in the next 3 days, Zadarius Smith, his cap number or his payment this year would have been at $11 million, and then no matter what they did, whether they re-signed him or not, next year they would have owed him about $6 million. So it would have been basically you're paying him $17 million to play this year. And they didn't think that was worth it, and they thought that, or they think they can get an edge on the market for cheaper than that. So I'm waiting to see that done. I'm waiting to see them grab someone and grab an edge, but that was their reasoning behind it, is they did not think that paying Zadarius Smith basically $17 million to play this year was worth it.
I guess I understand like the reasoning. I guess I just don't agree with it then, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like if you're within the Super Bowl window, if you're talking about, if you were a victim of just injuries and depth issues the following season, why would you plop yourself right back into that conversation the following year if you already have a guy like that on your roster? I mean, I'm down to do it, and I'll pull up the list at some point during this segment of the free agency edge rushers that are available now, and like who would I rather have, them and or Zadarius Smith. But I'm telling you right now, I'm probably taking Zadarius Smith over at least half of them. Yeah. I think this guy came in last year, 8 games for us? Something like that, like 4 to 5 sacks. I know he wasn't the best run defender, and he did kind of become a little bit of a glorified DPR guy, but that's fine. That's what we kind of need right now. And if there's extra money coming on next year, work it out with them. Keep it in next year. Why not? I mean, I don't know if they tried, but like, I don't know, man. I would have rather had him on this roster this year, especially following what happened last year.
If they don't make any other moves on the defensive line, if they don't add any other edge rushers, then yeah, I would rather have Zadarius Smith than not have him. And I think that's an important factor. But I don't think you do that and then just don't make any corresponding move. I think you do that to free up space to get somebody else.
That'd be the worst move of his tenure if he doesn't bring in another defensive end. I mean, you have to look at it that way. This team fell apart. Zadarius Smith played in 17 games. That might be a little bit rare for Brad Holmes. I don't know. But you think about
that's
a guy.
That's why I didn't like him. He's
yeah, that's why.
This guy plays too much.
All right, let's think about the games for the Lions that Zadarius Smith played in. He had a sack and a half against the Bears. He had a sack against the Vikings. He had a sack against the Packers. He knows how to play within this division, and the division games are the most important in my eyes. I think he shows up in those games. He was 18th in the NFL in total sacks. The only guy that's on the market right now that had more sacks than him is Dante Fowler Jr. That's it. And nobody is signing for the amount of the 11.6 cap hit for this year.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Yeah.
I didn't like this move. I thought he was reliable. I think if you bring in rookies, which you plan on, to add to the defensive line, to have that veteran in that locker room to help learn from, I think that would be big as well. So I am still going to hold my breath until, obviously, free agency clears up. I'm not going to go at his head, but I didn't like the move in the moment. And right now, we still haven't upgraded the D-line. It's day one of free agency, but I still don't like it.
And I'm not bashing Brad.
I think we have to think that there's something going on with Zadarius. Like, I don't want to put it, but this seems to be a track record for him to where he doesn't stay very long in teams. Really. He bounces around. He went from Green Bay to Minnesota to Cleveland to Detroit and now out of there. So maybe it's something that teams don't want to make a commitment to him.
No, I wouldn't say that. I can't say that. I think he saw what he was here. He's very much a culture guy. The team loved to have him in the locker room. He's the OG in the room. And there's some numbers on top of what Nick was saying, too. Pressures. This is 2024 last year as a 32-year-old. Without Aiden Hudson alongside the defensive line, by the way. Imagine what you could have done with them. Jesus, I'm getting upset about it. Pressures, 67. That ranks 8th in the league. Pressure percentage, 16%. That's 8th in the league as well. Pressure percentage on third down is 20.5, fourth and ninth, 9 sacks, 11th in the league. He's going to get to the quarterback. $11 million was worth that to me. If it extends to, what was it, 5.6 that we saved? Or
Yeah.
The dead
Do you know
cap
how
hit?
many pressures he had in Detroit? Because a lot of those
30 some?
pressures might have been playing opposite of Myles Garrett.
I could look it up PFF. I knew Detroit. He was good with us.
He was.
I would have to say probably half those came with Detroit.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less because he wasn't here for the half of the season. Well, no, he was there 8 games, right? If I'm not
8
mistaken.
games, yeah.
So maybe could have been around half. And again, that's without Aiden Hutchinson on the defensive line alongside him. That's a guy that you saw bump inside, play defensive tackle a little bit too. I guess to me, it won't make sense without the corresponding move.
There's going to be a move. And maybe it's to bring back Zadarius Smith.
I don't think that's the
Maybe
case.
you sign him
because
to a 1-year deal.
He hit his social media and said goodbye, Detroit. Thank you, Detroit.
He said thank you, Detroit.
Yeah, it's not typically what you do if you're coming back. You
Yeah,
know?
that's fair. We'll see, though. Like I said, they're going to make another move. They wouldn't do that to just have it be there or have it be set at that. So we'll see what happens.
And just like you said, playing with Hutch, that would be great. The last 3 games of the season, he didn't get to play with Aleem either. Like, he was the guy that everybody was zeroing in on because there was nobody else left on this D-line. Like, that's what I am just upset about. I wanted to see it with Hutch, with Aleem, Reader, the first rounder you go and draft this year. I wanted just to stack this defensive line, not take good people off of it. But I guess we truly will see what Brad is cooking up when it comes to this defensive line, because I'm not seeing the vision right now, but it doesn't mean there's not a vision.
Yeah.
I don't want to trash him, because there's nothing to. Let's see what he does.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm trying to put up the numbers, see what he played, because his first game with us was
game after Houston, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that Jacksonville?
Because I remember he traveled to Houston but didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
Because
yeah.
he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't play in the first game.
So was that Jacksonville then or no?
He didn't play.
I think so.
Yeah, I think his first game was
sack.
Jacksonville. I don't know.
Yeah, because I go to his numbers right here.
Well, he played in 5 games.
Oh, here it was Jacksonville.
Or he started 7 games. So the last 7 games of the year.
According to PFF, this is his number. They had 5 sacks for him from week 11 on. They had 5 quarterback hits and 26 hurries. So they don't have actual pressure, but
yeah.
Oh no, 36. So about half.
He only had 4 sacks though with the Lions.
PFF, if you split a sack, they give you a full one. Oh. So if you got half a sack, they'll give you the full thing. But 36 total pressures according to PFF. So 67 so maybe a little bit more than half as a Detroit Lion. And as Nick pointed out, some of those games without Lee McNeil and all those games without Aiden Hutchinson, I just feel like that'd be a valuable piece in the defensive line. Even if you were to sign, if there is a corresponding piece, if that corresponding piece, and this is part where I may be wrong, if it's Trey Hendrickson, all right. I can make sense of that. You got to make some money. Only 5.7 years is what you're clearing, though. I mean, it's not make or breaking anything, in my opinion. But if it's not him, that's a guy I still would like to have on this team. Just straight up. I have nothing really more to say than that.
I'm with you. I mean, I was pretty disappointed yesterday when I heard the news because last week we were talking about it. Is Zadarius Smith a guy that we were sleeping on, to pair it with a healthy offensive or defensive line? And we're not going to get to see it. I want to ask you guys, because obviously we re-signed Davenport. Over under 7 games, would you guys go over or under?
Over.
If I'm playing this game logically, probably under.
I'm going over, I believe.
I mean, I
believe in the special sauce.
I would love to say over, but if you're gun to my head, I'd have to play the under. I'd be a little bit nervous about it.
DJ Reed just retweeted, or not retweeted, but tweeted again, Detroit with a bunch of exclamation points. So I remember people were freaking out because he deleted his tweet.
Oh, yeah.
But then his agent posted that the deal was officially done.
Yeah, Dave Burkett hopped on the phone with him too or something.
Yeah, Dave Burkett said that he said looks like that or something like that. And he just tweeted Detroit again. So
Phil's a little disappointed that I'm not freaking out. I saw him in another chat earlier. He said, I can't wait to see Eazy freak out. I don't know if you thought I'd be mad. I wanted Marcus Davenport back. And a lot of you guys wanted it. I've been telling you for weeks now, it's not happening. Harold Landry, not happening. Josh Sweat, not happening. What other names you want to throw out there? More than likely not happening. Trey Hendrickson, I don't think that's happening. Now that one, honestly, still could happen. You get a pen? No. But the big name edge, the big name money, the big bag, Brad's not going to go out there and spend. I will say this, though, real quick, Chris. I apologize.
No, you're good.
I do think, given the fact they brought back Barnes, given the fact they brought back Davenport, I do think the Detroit Lions thought and think they were going to win the Super Bowl last year had they not been injured. And I think that's totally valid. I think they're a very, 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 very good team. Even with the injuries, still finished the season 15-2. Different. The only thing that you got different chefs in there. I don't know if you cook up the exact same recipe.
Yeah.
But defensively, clearly, they thought they had things figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they did too. I think if you don't whole team get injured, you have one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah.
And it was proven. Like the first couple weeks, they were a top 10 defense in the NFL. So
that plays into why I'm not freaking out because, they did have actually really good defense.
Like I
last
said,
year. So if you want to run it back, I'm not mad.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say the Detroit Lions won't have 13 defenders on IR this year.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Aiden Hutchinson being back and playing a whole season is bigger than any free agent could ever have an effect on this team ever.
Yeah.
So, that's much more important.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, Eazy, you nailed it when you said, Brad Holmes, we can't expect this splash move. And we've been talking about it for years now about him making the splash move or not making it. So I've accepted that part. That's why I don't necessarily love this right now. Again, you got to wait and see, obviously. I know there's another move. He didn't do this without having another move up his sleeve. But I was like, okay, if we're not going to get a free agent, I go back to that quote. Why not 3? Why not 4? Why not 5? Like LeBron with the rings in Miami. Like, he was just like, let's just get a bunch of edge rushers. And that was my mentality. Look, if we're not going to get, the premium guy next to Hutch, let's get 4, 5 really quality guys. And between them, you'll get all of the production you need opposite of Hutch and to alleviate Hutch. Like, I was okay with depth over quality. So that's what hurts about this. But again, you got to trust that there's a plan. So I'm not tripping about it. But that is why it kind of does bother me, is because I bought into the depth piece because I know the big name acquisition probably isn't happening.
And just real quick here before we go to break, per Jeremy Reisman on Twitter, he says one of DJ Reed's highest graded games last season was against the Vikings at 87.8. He allowed just 2 catches and 16 yards on 7 targets, and Justin Jefferson caught 0 of 3 targets versus DJ Reed in that game.
Oh, it's interesting.
So now the Detroit Lions have not one, but 2 cornerbacks that own Justin Jefferson. So that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Man.
And they're both short. Short kings.
Short kings. Justin Jefferson. That's his weakness.
Justin Jefferson's scared of the short kings.
Short, he's got him.
Yeah, if you're the Vikings, why don't you just run it back to Daniel Jones and be like, look, just sign here 1 year. Maybe we go with you. Maybe we go with JJ. But look, we'll get you a bag if you just ball out 1 year. I mean,
they probably will. I'm
so
sure they will.
It was to me, it was a no-brainer. They weren't going to re-sign Sam Darnold because they can just show any quarterback, any mediocre
I knew Sam
quarterback.
Darnold was going to get paid somewhere, and so did Nick. And he put his pizza where his mouth is, and now
let's go.
Easy's going to owe him some za. But let's go to break. We're going to come back. It's NFL Day. We're talking. It's like NFL Christmas in July, or I don't know. I don't know how to frame it. It's like NFL Easter.
NFL Easter.
It's close enough to Easter. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to break. We're going to come back.
Jesus, Jared Goff.
Shout out to Football Jesus. Who would Football Jesus be? Like Joe Montana? Tom Brady? Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Let's go to break. We'll come back because he does have a lot of haters too, and Jesus had some haters.
Yeah.
Let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk about.
Someone should make that picture of Tom Brady on a girl.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised some crazy ass Patriots
definitely already made
during
in
the
Boston.
Yeah.
Definitely already made it.
That's above someone's bed somewhere.
Let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. You can get an official.
They nailed him to a goalpost.
You can get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. Get a hot leather neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment added on as well. All that good stuff. Like I said, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Trust the guy that D-Mac trusts. And he's not just a doctor for the stars. He helps out the average Joe, too. Check out Dr. Pierce at MichiganSportsandSpine.com or give him a call at 248-426-9944.
Especially too at a manageable salary, at a discount to market based on his production. That's factual. He is a discount to market based on the way he played the position last year. That's factual.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
All right, I think that's where his venom came from, was that video, because he was clearly wrong. Obviously, back then. Talking discount to market with Jared Goff because he was the third highest paid, fourth highest paid, whatever it said on that list at that time. Now it's 12. So now you can talk shit as if it's truth. But I'm starting to feel like not a lot of truth's coming from Unky Neal lately. I'm just saying. Can we trust all Unky Neal? He's kind of like a politician if you think about it. But either way, welcome back to Whatever It's Live on WordSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Samura Action, Chris, Nicholas, Koloff. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend,
God, dude,
and share the stream.
These people are fucking cousins. It's crazy.
Why? What
somebody literally just tweeted me and said he botched free agency hard.
It's not over.
It's the first day, and he signed the best cornerback on the market.
One of.
For a cheaper deal than the rest. This is arguably the best deal given out today. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me how you could see him sign a guy like DJ Reed to the number he signed him at and be like, Brad Holmes lost free agency on the first day already. It's over. People are crazy. Burn in the Woodward Sports chat with the $5 super chat. He says, I'm wondering if Big Z, who's almost 33, and Brad both wanted to restructure, but the terms didn't work. So instead of letting it stew, they just cut to test free agency.
I just don't think you're in that position right now when you're knocking on the door of a Super Bowl. Like, I think you want to keep all talent. I think arguably up to like $17 million where I was with the Carlton Davis, stuff like that, I would have kept him as well. Would have paid him and made him happy just for the Super Bowl. That's my beef with that. That's my only issue with that.
Oh, and DeBears773 in the Woodward Sports chat said, we going hunting for lions. You better strap up and bring a big gun, brother, because you're hunting for third place in the division.
Hope you got a big trunk because I'm putting my bike in it. Shout out to D Hint.
Shout out.
Why are we holding on to Broderick Martin? Well, you have him on a rookie contract. And he's a little bit of a developmental piece. Maybe year 3 typically for Brad Holmes picks are the year they pop out.
Nick, what is your faith level in Broderick Martin?
Please.
0. Hard pass, fellas. I'm out on Broderick Martin. Yes, you cannot. And that's why they still need to upgrade this defensive line. And I'm not talking 2. I'm talking 3, 4, 5 bodies. They need quality now. They got rid of Zadarius Smith. I want to see a guy of his caliber brought into this defensive line, or else, to me, I don't think it's justified. I think that was obviously our biggest weakness this year. Would have liked to see it with a full, healthy defensive line with Zadarius Smith added to that.
Yeah, and I do have to. I know we didn't see much of him last year, and when we did, he was literally the best defensive player in the NFL, so maybe that wasn't enough. Not for you, Nick. I'm just saying for people out there freaking out about it. I got to say it again. Aiden Hutchinson being healthy next year will be a more impact than any free agent signing you could imagine. Aiden Hutchinson being healthy next year would be of more impact than trading for Myles Garrett. Aiden Hutchinson being healthy next year would be more impact than trading for Trey Hendrickson. He is a better player than Trey Hendrickson. He's going to go out there and he's going to have 18-plus sacks next year. That is an extremely important piece to have coming back. Does that mean I don't want to see him sign anybody? No, I don't. I'm not saying that, but people just need to be reminded what's in the hopper.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, the defensive line. I think this with Broderick Martin because this team is at this point, and Brad's going to keep drafting BPA. It's more than likely he's going to draft somebody to play Broderick Martin's position. I think it very well could happen in this first round, 28. In my mock drafts, at least for some reason, Derek Harmon he's floating around there, and I think that's a tough guy from the pass upon. I think he could be a poor man's Chris Jones, if being quite honest with you. I think you may draft someone that just takes Broderick's spot if he's not fulfilled what he was supposed to be when he was made the pick. Like, if at that point, this roster, there's only 53 spots on it, and if you're not even, you're healthy but not even active for game day,
yeah,
he might not even make the team if he doesn't develop.
And, okay, here we go. Dr. Detroit, Spenny wants to see another first-round exit. Please tell me who his help was when they made it to the NFC Championship game. They didn't have him last year, and that's why they were a first-round exit. If they have Aiden Hutchinson, they're a lot more likely to win that game. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Nobody's saying don't do anything, don't get any more edges. It's just you got literally a top 5-1 coming back next year, and I think people need to remember that. And like I said, I'm almost positive he's going to trade up and draft an edge in the first round.
Yeah, I think Neil's rubbed off on Spenny as well, where he just says what makes people happy. It's all right. No, I'm fucking with you. I just want to take a shot at Neil.
You fucking monster.
I'm sorry. We got a super chat from Bernie. He says, Big Z might not want to play out the final year at 33 years old. That would be stupid for him to do. I'm throwing darts. I don't know, obviously. Yeah, I mean, it could be a plethora of things. I don't think necessarily that was it. I think it was more so that 5.7, they didn't want to just pay for not having him, especially if it was going to be a full-time player for them. But, again, I think in pursuit of a Super Bowl, you keep that guy. But in Spenny's defense, the thing that Spenny's trying to stress you guys, there may be a corresponding move, just like Carlton Davis.
Yes.
Obviously, I was initially upset we lost Carlton Davis. I demanded you need to sign somebody, and they did.
And they did.
Spenny's saying that may be coming. We just got to relax. It's the first day of free agency.
Yeah. And where was Devon Elder in the Woodward Sports chat says we need a real defensive tackle. I agree with that. I think defensive tackle is more of a need than edge right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you look at who's on this defensive, you've got Broderick Martin and DJ Reader as your starters right now because Lee McNeil's hurt. Levi Onwuzurike is not signed.
No, God,
Miles
please,
Austin, are you bringing him back? Kyle Pecco, is he still under contract? That's an honest question. I don't know about that. I don't think he is. I think defensive tackle is more of a glaring need right now than edge rusher. Especially because I expect them to draft a first-round edge rusher.
It sounds so disrespectful, but I mean that's a fair point to what you expect from the draft. But then they don't draft off needs.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So
but I also think
at some point,
and I think that, like I said, I honestly at this point I would be surprised if they didn't trade up to get an edge.
Yeah. So last week I settled into where, and I was a little bit high when I came to this thought, and I was actually going to text our guy Brad Holmes Bulge because I remember he predicted an offensive lineman. I told him this year's your year. I think that's what's going to happen at 28 because I think that's going to be the bulk of BPA guys that are there at 28. But how you're this close, man? How do you pass up on one of those guys if they're there?
You can't.
Even at 18, if you just got to trade up and do it, go ahead and do it. But
you can't. And I 100%, like I said, I just feel it. I can see it right now.
Feel it in my bones.
Oh, the Detroit Lions trade their first overall pick and their third overall pick to move up 10 spots to draft Derek Harmon or to draft, Shamar Stewart or to draft somebody that's going to fucking kill the quarterback.
I love Shamar Stewart, not going to lie.
James Pierce, they might not even have to trade up to draft James Pierce.
They might not have to trade
but I would be very surprised if they drafted James Pierce because if you passed on Jalen Carter, who was a can't-miss best prospect of the draft, for his off-the-field issues, I doubt you're going to grab James Pierce, who is a good prospect, but not the level of Jalen Carter.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. And with James Pierce, I got this point to make too on the off-the-field stuff like that. To put it in perspective, because you have people around you, especially if you're their meal ticket. If you're a first-round prospect, like it sounds disrespectful, but that's what you are to your family, to your friends, to your agent especially, because he's making a 10% off you regardless. He showed up to the combine, ran a phenomenal 40 in that hoodie. You're supposed to wear those uniforms by Bull or Adidas, whoever sponsors it that year, so they could GPS track your 40 and get more accurate timing on all your shuttle stuff like that as well. Mm-hmm. He forgot it. I'm sure his agent reminded him. I'm sure he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because he's good. And I at a certain point I understand it, but at this level, everybody's that good, and it's the work that separates you. Typically. Now, obviously, there's still guys that are the exception, the freakiest of freaks. But when you talk to these guys that played in that level, it's the work, it's the preparation, the studious. That's what separates the guys at this level. Everyone's good. Everyone's fucking good. They're the best player from every college team.
Yeah, they were the man always. And the NFL is the alphas of the alphas going out there and doing work. And so, like I said, we'll see. It's the first day of free agency. Not everything gets done today, people. I know it was a lot. And that shit was wild.
Yeah.
It's so much it crashed Twitter like 3 times. But
that's crazy.
There's still a lot of time left. There's still some guys out there to bring in. And we'll talk about that next. You want to talk about the edge rushers that are still on the free agent market that the Lions could potentially go after? We're going to bring that to you next, but we got to go to break real quick. Tell us about socials, Chris.
About socials, the only place you should be following for Detroit sports news is Woodward Sports, at Woodward Sports on all social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, everywhere Woodward Sports is at, giving you the best live in-time reactions, updates, scores, everything you need for Detroit sports. Follow the #1 digital sports network, Woodward Sports.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Caesar Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Make sure you use promo code Woodward1000. Scan that QR code above my head, and your first bet up to $1,000 will be risk-free. Meaning if it doesn't hit, you'll get it back in bonus bets. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
Malik Willis is a project, Malik Willis is trash and stuff like that. Then be prepared for Jared Goff to be your quarterback 5 years from now, 4 years from now.
Oh, that's scary.
Do you see though when we start circling back?
Yeah.
Like let's get out of La La Land for a minute here, okay?
Wait, whoa. Can you play that one more time? What did he just say?
Sure. Let me rewind the tape. Rewind the tape.
It's Unky
Malik
Neal.
Willis is a project. Malik Willis is trash and stuff like that. Then be prepared for Jared Goff to be your quarterback 5 years from now, 4 years from now.
Oh, damn. Somebody got to apologize for their sins.
I don't even remember that one.
Somebody out here selling snake oil. Somebody's lying to the people. Just tell them what they want to hear. At least I tell you the truth. I tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
Yo, I can stroke your egos if I like, but I'm just not that kind of guy. I'm going to keep it honest with you. I'm just, somebody out here.
Wheezy D313 said
Wolfie
you heard
Clothing.
Spenny say that's scary, right? Oh, absolutely.
Yes, Spinny's not denying it.
Not denying it at all.
Spinny's been an open. This guy that sits in that chair from 11 to 1 calls out guys like Spinny. Oh, you had to be converted. Oh, you never believed.
I was
Let
converted.
me sprinkle some holy water on you, son. He was in the same church as us, front row. He was preaching. He wanted to draft Malik Willis. We be prepared for Jared Goff to be your quarterback for the next 5. Come on now.
I never denied that. I said a lot worse things about Jared Goff than what you heard in that clip for sure. But I'm converted. I've admitted that.
Acknowledge me.
There's some truths. You called me up, but you gotta be real about your dirt. That's all I'm saying. At least I'm real about mine. That's all I gotta say. Moving on. Before break, by the way, smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend. Welcome back to Woodward Sports. We are live 5 to 7 on woodwardsports.com and both YouTube. And welcome to join the chat. We'll read some of your comments as we do. But you asked, or somebody asked, defensive tackle or defensive end. I still think it's defensive end. Just because you have Aleem McNeil coming back at some point. I know you have Marcus Davenport. Well, I guess we're different on that either way. You have on the over. I have him on the
but still,
I don't have faith.
I still want somebody else.
Yeah, bro. I really do like Marcus Davenport when healthy. I think he's a monster. I think we saw that in the first 2 games. But can we rely on him to be available? I don't know. And that's why I think defensive end probably is a little bit more important to me. Because Aleem's coming back at some point. And they're going to grab a tackle. Javon Kinlaw signed somewhere, though. That kind of hurt. That was the guy I had my eyes on, a little better in piece there.
Kinlaw would have been nice. Do you have the list up of
free agent edge
linemen?
rushers?
I think we could do, if you want to grab edge rushers, I can do
okay. You want to grab defensive tackles? I will do that. Give me 1 second. Unless, Nick, do you still have your list up?
I just have a list of free agents that signed. I can pull up a list for you guys. But when it comes to D tackle versus D line real quick, or defensive end for me, it just completely flip-flopped in the last 24 hours because we got rid of Zadarius Smith. In my eyes, that's what it is. I was leaning towards defensive tackle this whole time. Now I'm leaning towards defensive end because we got rid of our second-best defensive end on this team right before free agency. So I'm looking at DN now more than ever when it comes to the draft, and we'll see what free agents are available.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Defensive tackles list is not looking good.
I have one guy that got signed. Would you guys have had any interest in Sebastian Joseph Day that went to the Titans on a 1-year, $7.5 million deal? I thought that would have been a great depth piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
God, dude.
$7 million for depth piece is steep.
Milton Williams got $25 million a year, $26 million a year.
As a rotational piece.
Jesus,
I liked Vrabel. I liked what he was doing up until that one. I was like, oh, you tripping a little bit right there.
That is insane.
I liked him. He looked good in the Super Bowl run, but like, what was he before?
Look at the guys around him.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy. That was a wild one. We could be in the wrong side of history on that one, and I'll admit I'm wrong. But as of now, that's a crazy ass contract to me.
Yeah, right now we have defensive tackle wise, Milton Williams got $26 million.
Got a feeling that'll be a bad grade from the heavyweights.
Yeah. Kinlaw got 15. Grady Jarrett got 11.5. Paris, dude. Tadrell Slanton got 15 or 7.5 a year. Roy Roberts Harris, Sebastian Joseph Day, Sheldon Rankins all also signed 1-year deals. There's not many people left when you Greg Gaines. I actually don't hate that one.
What?
Greg Gaines, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
He's still out there?
He is still out there. That is a guy that fits the Brad Holmes profile of guys that he likes. He's a bigger guy, can do it, can play both ways really when you look at defensive tackle and edge.
Did you see Dale sign with the Bears? That kid from the Colts?
Yeah.
You see that, Nick?
To an insane contract.
Yeah, it's worked.
What was like $16 million a year or something like that? It wasn't that bad. But I mean,
John Jenkins.
Bears spending some bread.
Linval Joseph.
Is he still playing?
Linval Joseph is still playing.
I don't know if I'm not gonna say no, but like, are we really talking about Linval? I mean,
the Bears are using all their bread, is what they're doing.
Yeah, Bears
this
going
is crazy right now.
Yeah.
I will say this: they had the flash pieces before, and now they're getting the substance. Like they had the receivers, they had a supposed quarterback, but I'm not going to judge a guy too harshly off of his rookie season. If we judge Jared Goff off his rookie season, he'd be the worst quarterback ever. So I'm not going to do that, but. Now they added the glue, the vegetables of the meal, like whatever portion you want to say. The offensive lineman. They signed another center today. The kid from the Falcons. They got Joe Thuney.
Yeah.
Drew
Dahlman.
Drew Dahlman.
3-year,
Jonah
$40
Jackson.
Also, I think that's kind of an overpay for a guy who's playing next to Lidstrom his whole career.
Yeah, but he's in between Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson. So
if Jonah Jackson plays more than 4 games.
That's true. He's a little Marcus Davenport.
And Joe Thuney's 80 years old.
They're taking Genty. For sure.
They're taking Genty for sure.
If he's there. Some people are saying the Raiders might take
They're going to take Genty for sure. Raiders got their quarterback. Seahawks got a quarterback. Like, it's been wild.
Khalil Mack was out there. He has signed the Chargers.
What was it, 1 year, $18 million?
Yeah. Nick, do you want to do your list, and then we'll go over who's left?
Yeah, I feel like we're just hitting all of them on the list.
Yeah,
here.
I want to rip your
I want to
list.
get your guys' grades on some of these signings, how they affect the Lions. Let's just bring it in real quick.
Let's hear it, yeah.
All right, let's do it. Heavyweight huddle. Here we go. All right, going to start it right there. First one of the day, it was mentioned. Khalil Mack, 1 year, $18 million deal, all guaranteed to return to the Chargers. What would you grade that for the Chargers, and would you have liked to see the Lions get involved there?
I wouldn't have hated that deal for the Lions.
How much was it again, one more time?
1 year, $18 million, fully guaranteed. I wouldn't have hated that. I'll just say that maybe a little bit of an overpay for who he is now, but does he believe that the Chargers are going to be a Super Bowl caliber team next year? He must, if signing a 1 year deal with them. I think he could have taken a little less to go to a team that's more of a contender, but I'd say that's a B plus for the Chargers.
Yeah, B plus for them. What was the money one more time?
18
mil? Dang.
All guaranteed.
All guaranteed? Oh, that was a desperate move by them, I feel like.
Yeah.
Guaranteeing the full for a 33-year-old guy, 32-year-old guy,
it's too much.
34-year-old guy.
It's too much. Yeah, he's old. It's too much for his age. Like I said, I'm not too mad that they didn't do it, but I wouldn't have hated it as well.
And again, just going down the history of what Brad likes, what Dan Campbell likes, like the bigger body guy. I mean, Khalil Mack's a demon. Don't get me wrong, but just the Lions, they like what they like. They like the bigger body, pocket collapsing guys. I don't even know if they would have pursued after Khalil Mack. To be honest with you.
That was a defensive lineman I would have liked here. Guy to get to the quarterback. Another guy, you guys have hit on it. Landry going to the Patriots to reunite. $43.5 million for 3 years. Would you have liked to see Landry in a Lions uniform? Easy. What would you grade it for the Patriots, and would you have liked to see it?
I think it's an A plus for the Patriots. It works out to what, $16 million per year? That's very cheap for a guy that once was amongst the premier guys, at least number-wise, I should say, to get into the quarterback. He's with the same defensive line coach that was there, and Terrell Williams, the defensive coordinator, the same head coach, and Mike Vrabel. And it's a very affordable contract. I think that's like an A for them. For the Detroit Lions, that's another stand-up guy. Good guy. But also like a 3-4 guy, not under 260, 265, whatever. Like, not the type of guy the Detroit Lions looking for. No, I'm not disappointed by that one at all. I never believed he was coming here.
Hollowcade in the Woodward Sports Chat. Doubt we even make it above 500 with these decisions Brad is making.
Jesus.
Some people are just too stupid to fix. I get why they didn't do it. Like you said, Harold Landry, he's a 3-4 guy. You run a 4-3. You're not going to change your defense just to bring in a guy to help you get some pressure there. It would have changed their whole defense and what they want to do. They're not going to do that for a guy that's a rental anyways. It's a good year, or it's a good contract for the Patriots because that's what Vrabel likes to run. That's what he's familiar with. That's what he ran. So, yeah, it's fine.
Speaking of pressure, Super Bowl champion Josh Sweat. He was tied to Detroit earlier in the day from a Shefty possible bomb while he was talking about it. Signs with the Cardinals, 4 years, $76.4 million. Would you guys like to see the Lions get involved in Josh Sweat? And what do you grade this for the Cards?
Another guy the Detroit Lions weren't going to pursue. More of like the 3-4 type guys, stand-up rusher. Good player, not the Detroit Lions type. No, I'm not disappointed because I think I had proper expectations. And that's why I'm not disappointed by a lot of these big names. I thought no way in hell Harold Landry's coming here. I thought no way in hell Sweat was coming here. I didn't think Mack was coming here. So just basically, it's like purely off of fit alone, beyond everything else, beyond the money. The money's one thing totally separate, but you include the fit as well. Like, they clearly believe they're going to win the Super Bowl last year had everyone stayed healthy. They're not going to switch their scheme of the defense just to go overpay a defensive end when you have Aiden Hutchinson. So, no, I'm not disappointed in that one. Good for the Commanders, right, as we went to?
The Cardinals.
Cardinals. Yeah, again.
If they get Kenneth Grant, that'd be a scary defensive line.
Yeah, again, the 3-4 guys, Brad Holmes is not gonna go after. You would have loved to see it. I mean, that would have been a great name to bring in for sure, but that's not their type of guy. They don't want the 3-4 guys. They want 4-3.
A lot of moving parts in the division. But before we get to our rivals here, I just want to know your guys' grade on the DJ Reed signing from your own Detroit Lions to start off the day.
Considering what happened with Carlton Davis leaving, and you get one of the premier guys on the market, the same position, it's kind of an A+ in my opinion. And not only did you get him, you got him for cheaper than the guy that walked out the door, and they're the same exact age. A+, honestly. I gave it a B+, A earlier. A+ in terms of like the way you were able to pivot losing Carlton Davis into DJ Reed.
Yeah, it's a perfect signing. It's everything you wanted. You brought in a veteran cornerback who is extremely capable playing in man coverage, and you got him for cheaper than the other veteran cornerbacks who are extremely capable of playing in man coverage got this year. You really can't ask for anything better than what he did signing DJ Reed.
Giving it an A myself here, fellas. All right, sadly, we got to talk about them because they're making moves. Going to start this one out with the Packers. They signed the top guard in free agency, Aaron Banks, to a 4-year, $77 million deal to protect Eazy's best friend, Jordan Love. What do you think about Aaron Banks shoring up the Packers' offensive line?
I'm not even really familiar with him like that. I hope he sucks. Put you like that. I don't know the guy to like make a strong opinion on it, but I hope he sucks so we could beat the shot at Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Rip his fucking arms off.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. They overpaid for an interior offensive lineman. We've seen in Detroit that you don't need to pay that position top-end talent.
And there's that in the back half of the draft, too. Like, if they really wanted to get an offensive lineman, they could have got one on a rookie deal. And I believe a lot of really good interior offensive linemen where they're picking.
Yeah, this is a trend now for the division. They're going out after interior offensive linemen, paying them a bunch of money. But sticking with the Packers, Nate Hobbs, cornerback, 4-year, $48 million, going to the Packers, maybe to try to defend a little J-Mo St. Brown. I'm not too familiar with this game. Do you guys know much on Nate Hobbs?
No.
All right, sticking with the center, Drew Hallman, Bears, 3-year, $42 million, another interior offensive lineman to shore up the line for the Bears. What do you think about this?
If I respected them more, I'd join Spinney and want that defensive tackle. Because they shored up that interior pretty well. And I'm sure they're going to try to run the ball with it.
They're going to try to run the ball for sure. And like I said, I think they're going to get Genty if he's there for them. That was a good signing. They've all been good moves except for the Jonah Jackson one, I think. It was a good signing for the Bears. They needed it for sure. Now they need They still need a tackle, but their interior is set if Jonah Jackson could stay healthy.
Yeah.
He played in 9 games last year, so he didn't finish the season. You know, Jonah Jackson banged up, paying all this money, interior.
That would
watch
be
out for
hilarious.
DJ Reader. Let's go, fellas. All right, sticking with the Bears here.
Reader.
Odeyabo, 3-year, $48 million. Not sure how you pronounce that name, but good defensive lineman from the Colts goes to the Bears to bring some pressure on quarterback Jared Goff. What do you guys think about the signing of the defensive end?
I'm keeping it a buck with you guys. This guy really wasn't on my radar up until free agency, like maybe last week. So I'm not too familiar with him. He feels like more of an up-and-comer. And he kind of feels like the style of defensive end that we grab. So maybe they're really trying to become the Detroit Lions 2. They really are. But the difference is we drafted a lot of our guys, or they were already here.
And they're signing them.
And they're signing them to these big deals. So we'll see how it works out because you pay a guy that much money and they go absent, it's going to fuck you a little bit there.
Yeah, like Eazy said, this guy isn't this world-beating pass rusher or anything like that, but he is a solid edge to put out there that's going to play in the run and can get you some pressure on the quarterback. But obviously having Montez Sweat on the other side of him is going to help him too. But, yeah, I mean, I think they overpaid, but it's a good player to have on your team. Like Eazy said, the difference is we draft ours and they're paying these guys a shit ton of money.
Exactly. Talking about a shit ton of money. Quarterback Sam Darnold signs a 3-year, $100.5 million deal with the Seattle Seahawks. What the hell are the Seahawks doing up in the Northwest?
How much of that was guaranteed? Do you remember? Was it like 56 or something?
Yeah, 56 million guaranteed.
Yeah, I didn't see. This is
That's like a 2
Or it might have been 65. I think it was 65.
I don't know, but I know Eazy is buying pizza on Friday. So
Buying
Sam
pizza,
Darnold
shout out to
not
buddies.
returning. What do you guys grade this
Shout out
for
buddies.
the Seahawks?
Shout out buddies buying pizza Friday.
Shout
I
out.
lost that bet fair and square. The Vikings were very much interested in bringing back
No,
Sam
it's
Darnold.
55.
But once they threw the bread at him like that, the Seattle Seahawks that is, they lost him. And if you're Sam Darnold, how do you blame him? Like, you're getting a little bit older. You got a taste of winning. But throughout the entirety of your career, outside of your rookie contract, you weren't really getting the bag like that. Now you are. I got to get the bag. Fuck winning at this point. I mean, he knows he's a false prophet. He's a Neil Rule.
Absolutely, he knows he's a false prophet. He's a snake oil salesman, and he got someone to buy the oil. Like, he literally, I think you were the only one that thought he wasn't going to get paid. I think we all knew the kind of deal that was going to be coming his way, and it was $55 million guaranteed, not 65. But
Okay.
yeah, the Seahawks.
So it's like a 2-year deal.
Seahawks do this. This is what the Seahawks do.
And to be honest, too,
They did it to Matt Flynn. He only had one good game. Sam Darnold at least had a whole good year, but maybe they draft a quarterback in the 3rd round and he wins the game or wins the job out of camp.
That'd be the only thing where it starts to make a little bit of sense because they're clearly going to a rebuild. They offed DK Metcalf.
Yep.
They cut Tyler Lockett. But why are you going to pay this quarterback that much money? I guess 33 is a little bit of a discount in this market.
And there's got to be some serious void years at the end. Well, how many? There's 3 years, 110 million? Right?
3 years, 110 million, yeah.
Yeah, 3 years, 110 million, 55 million guaranteed. So half of it's not guaranteed. So I bet it's like he's going to have like a $40 to $50 million cap hit next year. And then the second year is probably going to be like 10 million or 15 million. And then the third year is going to be nothing.
36.6.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he sees 50 million of that in the first year.
They paid him to help him tank.
Yeah. We're gonna see the Sam Darnold we knew and loved a couple years ago out there. He's gonna hit up 30 interceptions.
Old Sammy.
Sammy D.
Yeah, I mean, this is great for the Lions. It is what it is. J.J. McCarthy right now, he doesn't have the experience with that offense as Sam Darnold did. This is great for us when we have to play them twice a year. Predict the Vikings record. However many days, hundreds of days away from, the
7-10.
7-10 from Spenny. Easy.
Last in the division.
I was way off last time I did the record.
I'm
I had him
doubling down.
winning 3 games.
Doubling down.
What's the difference? They win 9 games. What's the loss record on that?
9-8.
9-8.
9-8.
I think the Bears are going to be 9-8.
Not 9-8. Just because I respect their head coach. Fuck that. You're right, Smitty. 7. 7-10.
Yeah, fuck the Vikings,
Yeah,
dude.
fuck
And
the
they're
Vikings.
fucking fans.
Fuck J.J. McCarthy. Eat a dick.
Except for one bar. One bar's cool. One bar's the homie.
Capiche?
Yeah, fuck J.J. McCarthy, too.
Yeah, skull my ass. Carlton Davis.
Hey, yo.
3 year. Oh, wow.
Hey, yo.
Carlton Davis, 3-year, $60 million deal. Breaking news.
Garrett Cole to undergo Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, I saw
Damn.
it. You just hate,
You hate to see it for those Yankees.
You just hate
That's
to
probably
see
why
it.
Maz was so sad when I came in here, dude.
I think that just happened recently.
Oh, man.
I
Poor
think it
Maz.
happened the last couple. Well, it's been speculated for like the last few days, but.
But what do you think? How many games do you think they're gonna win? You're the Vikings fan. You said 7.
I'll say 9.
Okay.
I was going to go there. I almost went there.
All right, Carlton Davis, 3-year, $60 million deal. What do you guys think about Carlton Davis?
I mean,
he's good.
Grade it.
He's a good grade. The deal for the Patriots, I'll give him a A minus, B plus, A minus. It's you got one of, if not the best cornerback on the market. He's long. He's very good, very physical, like you said. Him and Christian Gonzalez, if they can stay healthy, that's going to be a fantastic pair of cornerbacks out there in New England. He just seems like a Patriot too, like the way he plays and his demeanor. He's going to fit right in that cornerback room in New England. And for Vrabel, I bet he's happy. He went from playing for Dan Campbell to playing for Mike Vrabel, and Vrabel's, very similar to Dan Campbell when it comes to coaching wise and what he likes to do. I like Carlton Davis. No hate to him. I hope he has a successful season with the Patriots, and he got his bag. He deserved it.
He's out of the NFC. See? Ben Johnson, you go to the NFC North, it's fuck you. Carlton Davis, AFC East, I wish you best of luck.
Good luck, man.
Good luck, brother. And
Josh Allen just got an extension.
Yeah. As far as grading, I mean, A+, now you mentioned Josh Allen. You got that demon in your division. Now you got Gonzalez and Carlton Davis.
Two big, long, rangy cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm. I have to give it A minus, and they got the bread too. They have like $120-something million.
They had a ton of money to blow, and they don't got to worry about signing anybody because nobody on their roster is worth giving that big of an extension.
Yeah,
to.
they're Gucci, and that's another one of those things where it's like a 2-year deal because only like 40 of it, just a little over half is guaranteed.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, sticking in the division. We're going to the Jets. Jets. Signed quarterback Justin Fields, 2-year contract up to $40 million. Aaron Glenn gets his quarterback? Is this his guy?
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We will find out. He's got Garrett Wilson. That
Garrett
played
Wilson,
Ohio State
Brees
together.
Hall.
Brees Hall. I think they're going to draft Tyler Warren. So you get that run and gun type of offense going.
Yeah.
But I'm not expecting anything big.
Who's their
for
OC?
them. It's our guy. It's,
Antoine Randall.
Tanner Strand.
Tanner Strand.
But they had Randall's in Chicago.
Yeah.
So and Tanner Strand learn here, run the ball.
Yeah.
If you got a mid quarterback, run the ball.
I mean, Aaron Glenn used to go up against him when he was running all over this defense for days, so he knows what kind of quarterback.
And he was one of the Steelers for a minute too. Before they benched him for Russell Wilson.
I mean, he was running a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can he throw the ball? It's the question with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Can he do it in the NFL? We'll see. We got a couple more for you. Milton Williams, Patriots, $26 million a year for Milton Williams. Grade it, please.
D plus.
Oh.
I don't understand. The 25 mil.
They could have had DJ Reed for $2 million more. Could have just kept DJ Reed.
Patriots signed him, right?
Jets.
Yep.
I thought the Jets signed him.
No, Patriots signed him.
Oh, who'd the Jets sign?
The Jets signed, I don't know. They signed,
They signed a cornerback as well.
We just got done talking about Justin Fields. They signed Justin Fields. But no, they signed a defensive tackle because that's a guy from.
Oh, Milton Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a D plus.
Yeah, that's a terrible signing. $26 million a year. Yeah, okay. Whatever. I mean, if you believe him that much or believe in him that much, go for it. But no. The Jets signed Brandon Stevens to a $26 million contract. Which 3 years, $26 million for Brandon Stevens. They could have just given DJ Reed $2 million more.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Did you see what Sauce tweeted about that? He was like, anybody who plays across from me is gonna look good, so it doesn't matter. We're gonna make each other better. Let's work.
He's not.
What?
Not wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
they're gonna see the worst.
He only gave up.
He's just shadow the best.
Yeah, DJ Reed had three more completions allowed, less yards, and only one more touchdown than Sauce last year.
War and Peace. No, those comments were made while Jared Goff was here. That's the Malik Willis draft. Jared Goff had already played for us. But any more big ones, Nick? Because we're kind of over break.
Yeah, I mean we'll double up 2 minutes here. But
all right, let's go.
There was a trade.
But wait, there's more.
Got their quarterback.
Who?
Kenny Pickett going to Cleveland.
Oh wow.
For DTR and a 5th-round pick. Is Kenny Pickett the starter in Cleveland week 1 of the NFL season?
Absolutely. Well, if they draft Ward, maybe he could beat him out. He could be one situation.
I don't think they're going to draft Ward.
Yeah, because they probably sold Garrett.
But I don't know what the fuck Cleveland's doing. They just signed Myles Garrett to $40 million a season.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Maybe they do draft Ward too and start him and just leave Deshaun Watson as their 3rd quarterback. I have no idea what to expect out of Cleveland. No idea what they're going to do, but it's probably going to be stupid.
Lextricity, what's your overall grade for Lions? I have to go with a B for now because it's not over yet. You guys see what else they got going on. But good for Cleveland. I don't know what they're doing. I have no clue what they're doing. They had to have sold Myles Garrett on some sort of plan to actually win because it wasn't just a money thing for him. He wanted to lead
I don't
win
believe it.
games.
I don't believe him.
I believe him.
I believe it was all about the money, just like with Max Crosby. You can't say you want to win games and it's about winning games and it's not about the money and then sign with the teams you signed.
Yeah, but when somebody offers you $110 million guaranteed, it does change your opinion a little bit.
Then it's not all.
And
it's
also,
about the money.
And again, too, I'm also adding the caveat too that they sold them on a plan because they were in the playoffs 2 years ago.
You have to be master salesman to sell someone on the Browns being a good team.
I mean, they were in the playoffs 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think
Did
both
they have
of
Deshaun
those.
Watson?
Huh?
Was that when they had Deshaun Watson?
That was old Joe Flacco.
Old Joey Flax.
Oh, Joey Flax.
Bring him back.
Like, you had this fucking old bum at quarterback. Look, Cam Ward right back in there, bud. Plus, here's $110 million guaranteed.
That definitely helps.
Yeah. All right.
I could lose a couple games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Y'all do some nasty shit for somebody. 110 million? I mean, yeah, okay, I can stay here.
Both of those defensive ends I think are going to wind up regretting that at the end of their career when they don't have any playoff success, especially the Super Bowl. Both of them should have requested a trade to the Honolulu Blue Boys. All right, last one. Colts signed Tre'Davious Ward. Tre'Davious Ward signs a 3-year, $60 million deal with the Colts. What do you guys think about it? Cornerback
63.
market.
Yeah, the three top corners on this market.
And we got one for the cheapest deal.
2 of them went for $20 million a year, and then you had DJ Reed.
A-plus Brad Holmes on the DJ Reed signing. Honest to God.
Yeah.
Dr. Clapp, I know you're crashing out, but it's the offseason's not over yet.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know why you're
still got the
crashing out.
draft.
It's the
Like,
first
let's,
day.
First and we're still going to be good. We're still going to be good. I don't know if we'll be 15-2 good, but we'll be good.
No, they're not going to win 15 games next year. I
Yeah.
can say that with confidence. They have a much tougher schedule, but they're still going to win the North, and they're still going to host a playoff game.
The issue, Dr. Clapp and Cheeks, there's so many guys, and Brad loves them all. Like, I don't know if you guys remember 2 years. I think we played in the video of the show. He cried talking about the draft class. He loves these players. He's drafted all of them. You love him as a fan. He saw the vision all the way through. He handpicked them to be on this team.
Yeah.
He J-Mo, Branch, Kirby. Like, there's other guys we got to get some money to.
And I think we've come
Sam
to terms
Laporta.
of him not going to get a Myles Garrett or a Trey Hendrickson or a guy like that because they're going to pay their own guys.
Well,
like I said, they've got their superstars in-house.
I'm the guy that sealed off the Hendrickson stuff. I might be open because he's not traded yet.
Yeah, we'll see.
And that was a weird move, this Darius Smith stuff. So maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he's cooking something.
I
would,
maybe.
like I said, I
doubt it, but
I would cream my shorts if they traded for Trey Hendrickson.
I'd be here for it. Not.
That was the first day of NFL free agency heavyweight huddle.
Get it.
Shout out, Nick. Let me tell you guys about
Buddies in Jars.
Buddies Pizza.
Buddies in Jars.
Let's just do Buddies and then go to break. The next one, we already did both of them, so we can just skip that.
Okay.
Let me tell you about Buddy's Pizza. Buddy's Pizza created the category of the original Detroit-style pizza and has been serving it since 1946. With 22 locations in Michigan, there's always a Buddy's Pizza near you. Buddy's is a cornerstone of the city of Detroit, being here for 79 years and is a dedicated community partner with notable partnerships with local organizations like the Michigan Humane Society, Salvation Army, the Detroit Zoo, and more. Save 10% off your entire order using promo code 10MEAL. That's promo code numbers 10 and then MEAL. Go find a location near you at buddiespizza.com.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
How do you think you won? You got this guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Jars Cannabis is what you need if you are crashing out like my man Phil. Top shelf quality, unmatched variety, price for the people. Just visit shopjars.com, Phil. They got 27 locations across the great state of Michigan, including ones coming to Grand Rapids, Milan, and Madison Heights. Phil, shopjars.com. Just ask them. Say, I need something to calm me out. I need something to chill me out a little bit. It's Jars Cannabis, guys. Make sure you check it out.
Jared Goff, D-Mac. I mean, can he win? I suppose put great talent around anyone in the NFL, and you can win. It's just where we at with him?
Whoa! I thought I was the golf hater here. That's my bit. What are we doing? Okay, Neil. Shameful stuff. That's all I gotta say. I've known the whole time, but as a friend of his, I've hid it from you guys. And it also was just out there. I thought you guys would have remembered that, but you guys go, "Oh yeah, he's always loved the Woodward."
He's got a mystique about him.
You know, he gotcha somehow. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. Detroit Lions free agency has begun. Phil's crashing out in the chat.
There's a lot of people crashing out. Anakin's crashing out.
Guys, we are not. Like, this is the
Anakin,
first.
put the handcuffs away.
Yeah, relax.
Put down. Whoa! Don't pull out the 9, Jamal.
we're 6 hours, 5 hours. No, yeah, 6 hours from the beginning of free agency. Relax. Like I don't think it will happen, but it still can. The Trey Hendrickson trade can still happen. And I don't know if you guys saw the compensation over the weekend, or maybe it was on Friday. It's really only like a second or third round pick, which the Detroit Lions have. I mean, and if you're the Bengals, I'm asking for next year's third round pick. Maybe not. Maybe give me this year. No, because this year's a comp pick. I'm asking for 2 years from now's third round pick, because we're gonna win the Super Bowl if that situation goes down, and it's not gonna be worth anything. You want an earlier third round pick. There's no need to be freaking out unless you just don't believe in the approach anymore. And what that is sign your guys in house and just shopping for needs, plugging holes off free agency and or trades. This is the best Lions team I've ever seen in my life. I can't say that's not the case, but we have breaking news.
Got a couple breaking news, Shefty bombs for you guys. We got sources. Rams are planning to release wide receiver Cooper Kupp after the start of the new league year, unless a trade materializes.
God, puke.
I'm just kidding.
All right, one that could be, fellas.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
joking. I'm joking.
The Browns have notified defensive tackle Delvin Tomlinson that he will be released at the start of the new league year. Tomlinson will be designated as post-June 1st cut, but can officially sign with a new team at the start of the new league year on Wednesday. Defensive tackle Delvin Tomlinson could hit the market, or is going to hit the market. Do you guys want to see him in a Lions uniform for the right price?
There's another guy that the Seattle Seahawks cut as well. Delvin Tomlinson, yeah. Put him in Honolulu Blue. I'm down for it.
I would like that very much.
Jermont Jones, also for the Seattle Seahawks out there too. Put him in a Lions uniform.
Yeah.
I forgot about those guys.
I would like Delvin Tomlinson very much. I think that he can provide you a little bit of a boost, especially with Ali McNeil not being there. He's consistently a guy that gets about 3 sacks a year. I know that's not crazy, but he's not really asked to do that. He is a guy that will be a good rotational piece on your defensive line if you sign him. I would very much like that.
Nick, what about you?
He's not a superstar. He's not, this guy game wrecker. He's not Aaron Donald, so people might freak out, but he would be a very good rotational piece to bring in on your defensive line.
I second that. I mean, I don't know too much. I mean, quarterback hits, he had 18, 3 sacks.
That's pretty good
6
for
TFLs, D-tackle to pair in. DJ Reader's getting up there right now.
Broderick Martin
is not going to play on this team. I would like this a lot. I mean, I want to see us upgrade the defensive tackle position and defensive end position before we even draft. That's where I'm at with this team. Keep on bringing quality bodies into this D line. It'll make everybody better around this defense. And it will take a lot more off Aiden Hutchinson's plate, so he doesn't have to come back to be expected to get those 18 sacks as Spenny was hitting on earlier. And Aleem doesn't have to come back expected, to be an absolute game wrecker the first snap he comes back as a Detroit Lion. I think they need to attack free agency with another D tackle, a D end, and then do the same exact thing in the NFL draft in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, it depends like what the price is, man. We know how Brad is, man. Bargain bin Brad. He's gonna shop that way. And some of this may be, I love her to death, by the way. Like I would do ungodly things to this woman in a pleasure building. I love Sheila Ford Hamp. But like maybe she's a little, not all teams are as cash rich as others. And
he's calling Sheila broke.
Just saying,
brokey.
I don't want no broke girls. Yeah. No, the Fords were Ford company was bailed out by the government at some point. Yeah. It's.
I mean, look.
Just saying.
But I mean, they've paid the coaching staff pretty handsomely, like undisclosed amounts.
That's not what these player contracts are.
I get you, but I'm just saying that shows.
Put you this way, Ben Johnson, like a record-breaking deal is $13 million a year.
Yeah.
No, I understand that football players make more money than coaches, but I'm sorry. Don't twist this into some Uncle Neil thing. But I'm just saying if she's exemplified being willing to spend.
Speaking of Uncle Neil, I could have swore you said Cooper Kupp getting traded to the Detroit Lions. You got to get a source on that. I'm just whatever.
It's interesting.
Chase GBT in the Woodward Sports Chat, he said Ford was the only American motor company that did not take bailout money.
Damn. Oh, really?
Shit on you.
False prophet. So, no, we'll see. Like I say, they're going to get some rotational pieces in that defensive line. We got to remember Wingo coming back too. He looked good in the time that he was spent there, but that's, again, not something I'm just saying, all right, we got Wingo, we're good. I still want to see them get a defensive tackle.
Yes, Ford Motor Company did receive government assistance in the 2008 financial crisis.
Was it bailout money?
It wasn't a direct bailout like the other ones, but it was something similar.
Damn it, Chase GBT.
I saw somebody say it in the chat. It was talking about their move on the defensive line is going to be bringing back Levi Onwuzurike. Where are you guys at with going for an outsider or bringing back a guy like Levi?
Outsiders! No.
Well, that's the way we sometimes are talking about these guys. We don't bring in many outsiders.
We don't bring in a lot of outsiders, but Brad Holmes has been proven to in free agency. He's brought in DJ Reader and David Montgomery, and now DJ Reed. He traded for Carlton Davis. He added Kevin Zeitler. He's not afraid to sign these guys. I wouldn't mind re-signing Levi. It would have to be for the right number, though. Like I said, it would have to be for a good deal. I'm not going to sign him to Milton Williams' number. I wouldn't even sign him to double-digit millions, probably. He hasn't proven that he can stay healthy for a season. So I wouldn't mind bringing in Levi-O or bringing back Levi-O, but it would have to be for a good number.
He was healthy this year. I don't think he missed any games due to injury. He definitely wasn't what I expected out of him coming in training camp, but
they were gassing him up.
I was one. I'm guilty. He was tearing
like
up.
The players were gassing him up.
Yeah, bro, at camp, he was tearing shit up. Mm-hmm. He really was. I don't know what changed. Maybe it was the benefit of having Hutch on the defensive line alongside him. I don't know. Super Bowl Wilson, Sheila's a billionaire. Easy. I know you're not good with numbers, but that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. That doesn't mean you're cash rich.
And usually you get that way by being pretty frugal.
The owner of the Bengals is a billionaire too. Not a cash. There's different levels of rich. We've known. That's why some teams, like the 49ers, like whoever else I can't think of at the top of my head right now, the Eagles, can do all this weird shit by keep signing guys, and they kick the can down the road and void years. Okay, I thought that was no one signed that big fella yet, huh?
Nope.
From the Eagles. Mekhi Becton's still out there.
No, he's again.
I don't get you guys don't get that.
To sign him.
That's
I would
why
not sign that guy.
Nightmare.
The reason why people say the cap is a myth is because cash-rich owners. Do some research, please.
It's fair. Cut Broderick Martin too, says Super Bowl Cartier. Not gonna happen. He's on the last year of his deal, anyways. Rookie deal, worth nothing. Let's go to break.
Yeah, collect ourselves.
Let's go to break. We'll come back. We're gonna keep talking lines. We're gonna keep talking bailouts in the motor company, but obviously the Detroit Lions are going crazy. But first, tell us about Feldman.
Feldman Chevrolet of Novi, Detroit's #1 Chevrolet dealer and the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year for 6 consecutive years. Get a 2025 Chevy Silverado for just $213 a month, and you can also get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $286 a month. Come see George Haas and his team at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab there and get some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all of that. Turning heads. Make sure you go to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab today and get some brand new merch.
Somebody's trying to
In
snipe
the
my
NFL,
guy.
I think he's a modern-day Michael Vick type of player.
Well, you said it best. No one in this, make no mistake, no one in this draft has the capability to lift an entire franchise more than Malik Willis does in
So
this
if
draft.
you walk out of
Whoa! Whoa! Big Jared Goff guy, I thought, the whole time. Big believer. Weird. AI must be getting crazy these days, boys.
I will give him some break on that one.
Okay.
Because that one he was meaning like if Malik Willis hits as a stud quarterback.
We missed a break, Chris. You can hit us with another one.
I know. I'm just saying that one. That's what he was saying. Because I do remember that conversation. And he was saying if Malik Willis hits as an elite quarterback.
Let's say. By the way, guys, I did do some homework during that commercial break. And this is news to me as well, by the way. I did not know this at all. The Detroit Lions, Sheila Ford Hamp, they are the 29th richest team in the league. So they're amongst the bottom of the league when it comes to money. It says inherited from her. I'm sorry, that's Steve Davis's. No, I'm not saying. Poor. And it makes sense too because the Ford family, the Ford empire, there's other kids, right? It's divvied up, so she doesn't have it all.
But also too, aren't they like one of the?
Let me fucking read this, Chris.
Okay,
no,
go ahead.
I
was just say quickly, aren't they one of the only ones that like majority own their team though, or like completely?
Yeah, I think the only
own it?
one.
Yeah,
because family.
Yeah.
Ford family fortune inherited the Lions in 2020 from her mother Firestone and Martha Firestone Ford. She's worth $1.5 billion estimated. And then below us is that's kind of crazy. I wouldn't know that. The Raiders, Bengals. And because it's publicly owned, it's not technically an owner.
If Neil sends me any videos tomorrow, I'm just gonna be like, I can't download them. I don't know. It's something.
He can send whatever. I've been.
Yeah, you're not ashamed.
I'm not hiding from.
You're not ashamed.
Yeah, I've said everything I've said, and I honestly stand on a lot of it. I said I don't believe they can win the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Yeah, I have said that.
I've said that too.
If I was, but I didn't change my opinion. I never pretend like I never said it. I did say it. I think for the first time last year, I was like, it could happen and I could be proven wrong. Yeah. He threw 4 interceptions in the fucking first playoff game. Let's go, boys! 3. I'm sorry.
I think you have to stop believing again.
The richest owner, if you guys want to know, is Rob Walton of the Denver Broncos. That is the Walmart family. So shout out. So I mean, does that make sense though? You know how the Bengals never signed anybody? The Bengals are known for being cheap. I love the Detroit Lions with my heart. That's my favorite team ever of all time. Now that I know this, this approach to free agency makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, it does. And like I said, they still want to sign their guy, and it's not the end of the world. Free agency isn't over yet. They're gonna add some pieces on the defensive line. Like they have like 6 defensive linemen, both tackle and edge combined on their team right now. So they're going to bring some more guys in here. He knows he wants the depth. Is Trey Hendrickson in the works? Is that still possible? Yes, but I don't believe it's going to happen. I see them going after more of the depth piece. I see them going after not even an Azeez Ojulari. I would like DeMarcus Lawrence. I know people are freaking out about that.
Chase Young.
He's too old. He's not going to do it. Chase Young, too. You bring in
Joey Bosa.
Chase Young's
still
only
out there.
25 years old. But you bring...
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
He's only 25 years old.
I looked at it today.
Are
Yes.
you serious?
Yes.
Dog, there's guys getting drafted this year that are 24. That's insane.
Chase Young is 25 years old. He's going to be 26 in a month, but still. I expect them to get a guy like that, like a Chase Young, like a DeMarcus Lawrence, to put as your rotation on the opposite side of Aiden Hutchinson, being Marcus Davenport, whoever that may be. I'm fond of DeMarcus Lawrence. I think that like two of the past 3 years, he has played 17 games per season. Last year, he had Liz Frank surgery. He had a fracture in his foot, had Liz Frank, and he was out. He only played 4 games. But the 2 years before that, he played 17 games both year. He is a guy that can get to the fucking quarterback. We know that. You could sign him for a cheap 1-year deal. His age, coming off the injury, wanting to just win a ring, he fits what they would want to sign. I think you have a rotation of Davenport, Loris, Pascal, and a rookie with Aiden Hutchinson. That's pretty damn good to me.
I'm all day for that. Like, people freaking out. We just mentioned it, Chase Young, Joey Bosa, DeMarcus Lawrence as a rotational piece alone. There's still names out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, day one is when people make mistakes. And obviously, we talked about the 2 other cornerbacks that were, I think there was probably arguably a 3-way tie. What's your flavor in terms of like the number 1 cornerback on the market today? We got our flavor, a man cover corner that likes to play the run, has better stats, more games played than Carlton Davis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the cheapest out of all 3 of them.
Yeah.
The other guy's got 20 plus, more guaranteed. Brad Holmes won that round. And that's the cool thing. I think we should be, and I'm not, by the way, I'm a guy that will criticize Brad. Obviously, I've done it since 2 years ago when I wanted us to trade for, when I saw the Chase Young trade. I didn't necessarily want to trade for Chase Young, but when I saw the trade that went through for him, yeah, I was a little bit upset about it because I felt like we could have won a Super Bowl that year. Turned out we went to the NFC Conference Championship game. Would it have helped to have a Chase Young? Probably so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid to criticize Brad Holmes, but like looking at today, knowing what I know now about the Ford ownership of the Detroit Lions, Brad's even more the man now. Cooking up with, I don't want to say his hands tied behind his back, but he's obviously not operating at the advantage that the LA Rams were operating at. He's not operating at the advantage that the Philadelphia Eagles are operating at. And he's doing better than teams with more money than him. That includes the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
I mean, they're up and up, but like, he's doing his damn thing with. David Tepper's the second richest owner in the NFL. Where are they at right now? Brad doing this as 29th richest team?
Mm-hmm.
Cooking. I'm not tripping. Guys, relax. There's no reason to be freaking out.
No reason to freak out. These people are freaking out. I mean, it's what we are now. It's TikTok society. You want everything right now, and you need it right now. And if it doesn't happen right now, it's a failure, and everybody sucks. And this Lions team is only going to win 8 games, and Brad Holmes should be fired as the general manager because he doesn't know what he's doing. And this Lions team will never recover from not having somebody on here right now. But it's the first day of free agency. You can relax. They got one of the best cornerbacks on the market for the best deal given out today. That is a huge win. I still think they're going to add pieces to that defensive line. We'll see what that is. I would love it if it's a Trey Hendrickson. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Brad Holmes has already said the depth is what's really important to him, so I expect him to sign a guy on a team-friendly deal that's looking to try to win a ring like he did with Kevin Zeitler on the offensive side, but grab a defensive lineman like that.
Yep. Nick?
Yeah, and while we're on this topic, I just have to think, like, you can disagree with moves that a good general manager makes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He is not a cult leader. This is sports. Like, you can disagree. It's what makes sports fun. You don't have to agree on every single thing that general manager Brad Holmes does. He came in. He has revitalized this franchise, this town. We are all happy and we are proud of that. And we will always be grateful for that. But we don't have to love every single move that Brad Holmes makes. And please understand that. Like, that's all I'm asking. Like, I was getting ripped. And you just have to look in the mirror.
It's going to happen.
He's not a cult leader, dude.
Yeah,
like,
you're allowed to criticize things. And if you didn't like there's a Darius Smith cut, then you're allowed to criticize that. But to say that he's failed in free agency, has been a failure on the first day when he got the best contract of the day, is just overreaction city. Burn in the Woodward Sports Chat with $5 chat. He says,
won a Super Bowl.
On the flip side, the Lions are the richest owners in the NFC North. We are the mansion on the hill looking over the NFC North trailer park.
We are richer than the Bears.
That's fair. That is fair. The Packers don't even have an owner. I still don't know how that works. Like, who pays for their players?
Yeah, you're just born. You're like given a portion.
I have no idea how the hell it's season ticket holders maybe.
It's in their taxes. I'm not sure. It's very confusing.
Taxes.
I don't know how they.
So can they never do one of those contracts to where it's like escrow and you got to pay it all right now because they don't have a?
I'll look up Jordan Love's right now. I'm curious.
The Packers are weird, man.
With the signing bonuses and stuff like that. I mean, that's all still like that's a good question.
And last thing on
they
this
don't really
part,
sign any big crazy deals like that, though.
No, they really don't.
That's just great management. As much as I fucking hate the
It's
Packers,
insane.
That is insane management to have the history to do like that.
I feel like it might be a Detroit thing that you can't disagree with some GMs because Stevie Y, you can't criticize a single move that guy makes. I remember in baseball season, if Scott Harris did something during the deadline, oh God!
Hey, we
watch
love our
out.
guys, man. We love
I
our
know,
guys.
we love our guys,
And Brad
but-
Holmes probably already has the best track record out of almost any GM in Detroit, like ever.
I'll say, Nick, for you,
definitely Lions.
When's the last time we won a championship? Like I'm saying, like that's it. Like these guys can be criticized. No, oh wait, it was the Wings.
Oh wait,
that's right.
Like that's a long time. Like these guys are humans. They might make a mistake here and there.
They have one void year for Jordan Love for $31 million.
I still will never understand how that works. But
it's Nick though. It's like you got to realize those people like will always be like that. Like they're just
blind followers.
Yeah, kind of. I love them though. Like,
no, there's nothing wrong with that.
We still root for the. Well, when you're attacking people, there
when
is.
you're attacking people,
When
it
you're
is.
attacking
But
people, there is.
you like your guys, you root for your guys, and that's fine. But that's also what it is. It's a microcosm of today's society, to where if you criticize something, you hate it.
Okay,
yeah,
that's a big word.
I mean, it's what it is, dude. It's like it's crazy. If you're not 100% in for something, you're 100% out. There's no middle ground. There is no nuance, and that's whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance in life, and especially obviously football. These contracts get that complicated. There's certain ways to hit your bonuses. Some stuff's just tucked away at void years. Like there's a lot of nuance in this. And now, honestly, I will approach everything differently, knowing what I know now about the ownership. I think we are going to operate different. I don't think we'll ever go out and spend big money like that in free agency. I think anything big like that's going to come in a trade. And there is a guy out there, but again, I think he wants a bag, and that's Trey Hendrickson. But we have one final break to get to. Hit us with your mailbag questions. We gonna say anything else? I apologize.
No.
Tell us about Les Stanford.
Les Stanford, of course, I will. I don't have the read, but it is Les Stanford sign and drive sale. You can get a 2024 Envision for $239 a month, a 2025 Sierra Crew Cab for $249 per month, and a 2025 Hummer EV SUV for only $789 per month. Zero down payment, zero do it signing, zero first payment, zero application fee. Les Stanford sign and drive sale. Make sure you go check out their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick GMC, LesStanford.com.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at LesStanford.com today.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
And
Right,
the thing that sells me on him is his ability to run the football. We haven't had that.
Right.
That's fucking crazy. That's weird. He doesn't care about mobile quarterbacks. Okay. Wait, can you play one more time? You play the other one too, actually, right after if you want.
Pin the other one, Chris. Sorry.
And
Right,
the thing that sells me on him is his ability to run the football. We haven't had that.
Right.
Malik Willis can play, guys, and he's got the ceiling.
I thought Jared Goff was the guy. I thought that guy told me that Jared Goff was the guy. What's he up there talking about Malik Willis for? It's kind of weird.
Make sure you smash that like button. Appreciate you tapping in here. And 10:30 tonight, tap into Spenmo Racks on Twitch. We're going to be doing some Monster Hunter Wilds high rank hunts, so come join me. It's going to be a good time. 2 days away from being an affiliate.
Wow.
Nerd. I'm not paying for my sins. I stand on everything I said. I've never hid for nothing. That's why the Gobblers hate me.
That is true.
That's why they don't like me. Smash that like button, boys. We definitely want this one to get back to the people. We know we're on live during Drive Time, so that means a lot to us. Get in your mailbag questions. Mm-hmm. You're about to say something.
Mailbags, put them in now.
One guy that we didn't bring up today, but he was mentioned last week when we were going through a lot of free agents. It's veteran, maybe the oldest of them all, Calais Campbell. Do you think he waits to the end of free agency to kind of pick his team to see where he stacks up?
That's a good
Because that's his body that I would still like to add in this defensive line locker room for the Detroit Lions.
I would fucking love Calais Campbell as a Detroit Lion. That would be a phenomenal signing. Given the context of the type of deals we like to sign.
It was not.
Given the context of the type of guys we like to sign, both on the field and off the field.
They already tried to get him once.
Calais Campbell would be an A+. And you're talking about a guy, if you're nervous about Marcus Davenport, Calais Campbell could jump to the outside and play the edge for you, as well as play defensive tackle when you need him to, because you're not going to have Lee McNeil for probably the first maybe 2 to 4 games of the season.
Calais Campbell would be great. You could draft Jahad Campbell, sign Calais Campbell, and have the Campbell defense. But no, I'm just joking on that, of course. But no, I would love Calais Campbell if you decide to bring him in. They already tried to.
Dude, and they draft Jihad?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, have the Campbell defense. But I think that, like Eazy said, he's exactly the fit of player that you want. He's a great leader. He's still got some left in the tank. And he could play inside, outside. He's the exact kind of defensive lineman that they like to add. He's obviously very old, but you signed a 1-year deal. Excuse me, there's no shame in that game. I would like to see that.
Dad, I'm glad you brought that up, Nick, because that's another thing I meant to bring up. There's still a lot of guys in this market, guys. And a lot of you people, and maybe they're working out some money because on the 49ers got a lot of cap situation going on. A lot of people said Bosa's a lock to the 49ers. It's not done yet. And he's rumored to the Dolphins too, but fucking bring him here. I don't care if the hurt history. That means he's not getting paid a lot. That's the perfect type of contract we're looking for.
Yeah.
This is exactly what they're looking for. To be honest with you, that's probably what he's being offered right now. That's why he's kind of mulling over him.
Runyon in the Woodward Sports Chat says, mailbag, perfect next Lions signing.
Who?
Perfect. Who's your perfect next Lions signing? DeMarcus Lawrence.
I would have Bosa and Young over Lawrence, but he's definitely on that list. Calais Campbell, I think, would be a perfect signing. I don't know if there is a perfect signing that would make everybody happy. Everyone has beef
unless it's Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, there's something everyone would pick out about.
Trey Hendrickson's the only thing that could appease everybody.
Even that would be a trade, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's a
and even
signing.
people would be like, oh, he's not that good. He's too old. You're going to overpay for him.
Our draft picks.
I almost...
Rabble.
I almost want Young just so all the people that were like shitting on him when we wanted him
have to root for him.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't.
Oh, they will. They'll switch up right away. You know how they are. They're bots.
Charles McClain
Love
in
you,
the
though.
Woodward Sports Chat. Any relation to John McClain? He says, mailbag, are the Lions done signing, or if not, who is next to sign? I'm saying Zach Wilson. He is scheduled to visit the Lions tomorrow. Is that true?
What?
Zach Wilson to visit the Lions tomorrow?
I saw somebody say he went to Miami.
Miami would be a smart place for him. Miami should sign him. They're not done yet. They're definitely going to add some more pieces.
Damn.
Give me Judon, says Steve Lehman.
Look at that.
What was it?
Panthers, Ekblad. suspended
Oh,
20
yeah.
games.
Pop 20 for 20 games.
Damn, son.
Bro's on them peds. He doesn't just look like Schwitz. He does drugs like Schwitz, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say
Ekblad
Aziz
looks like my boy.
Aziz for me. I don't. there was the Derek Barnes thing. Ojulari. No, I just think you have to upgrade this pass rush.
Oh, Zach Wilson just signed with Miami. Okay.
Yep.
Nick.
Good. That's a good signing for Miami.
All
I
right,
like that a
Goff
lot.
star quarterback.
Huh?
Just
Goff
get out
star
your head
quarterback.
Yeah, not doing it.
He's more of a
They're not
Sam
gonna
linebacker. He's not really an edge rusher.
Got back our guy though. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
We got back our guy.
What right now? 1 to 10. Trey Hendrickson. What are you realistic? Like what your realism scale? How
Trey Hendrickson?
How much of a realistic possibility is it? 1 to 10.
6%.
It's not 1 to 10, but all right.
I didn't even think it was a 1 out of 10. That's why I said it.
0.6. 0.06 actually is what 6% is.
Is it a cop out?
1 to 10. D minus.
Is it a cop out to say 5?
4 stars.
No, I think that's pretty high. I was gonna say like 3.
I said 2.
That's where I was before. I was at 3, but like
people are saying 5. Murray says -4. Steve
I'd
Lehman
say
says
5.
5.
And I was a guy that was like 2 last week.
J2 Element says 2. Gerald Thomas says 6. Mailbag. What about Von Miller, boys?
Here's the thing with Von Miller.
He's kind of
cooked.
Very cooked.
Kind of cooked. And he's a DPR guy. Designated pass rusher. That's what he was.
I don't know if they
with
use
the Bills.
They don't like using roster spots on guys that can only do one thing.
Yep.
Mailbag. Von Miller or Bosa can come home. I'd rather have Bosa than Von Miller, personally. I think Bosa's got more left in the tank. Well, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button for Eazy, for Nick, for Chris. I am Spencer. I think that is the fastest show we have ever done.
Yeah.
That did not feel like 2 hours.
That flew by.
See you guys tomorrow.
Hello.
Peace.
Love you guys.